Is everybody ready? You do not have to have completed everything. We don't expect you to do everything now. Okay, that's not because it might take you some time to think a little. But what I want to show is the next steps. So when you are ready, you can continue. Okay. So I think everybody has managed to get to some part of clicking these little boxes. Okay. And what it will show at the end is a big page with blue boxes. Okay. Those boxes will have the title of a course or a program that will help you gain the skills about the domain on the left-hand side of the matrix. They are not the only course you could do. They are not the only thing you maybe should do. They are just an example of the course that's on the Blackboard, on the DOCC website. Okay? I do not think you should do all of those. This is back to having a conversation with your manager or with your supervisor or with yourself. Which one is important? Which do I need now? Which could I do in a year's time? And that process is developing a personal plan. Okay? If you want the output of this big table, I can't remember, sorry, it should have a link to share. You can share that information.
I just took a screenshot.
You get a screenshot's a good idea because I have tried to PDF this, I have tried to print it, I have tried 10 different ways to have a physical copy, but the software doesn't seem to copy over the blue boxes. It just gives a blank page, which I don't think is so useful. But I'll try and fix that. It's more, if you have never done software development before, it's more difficult than I expected. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. So remember I said you can record your learning? You can go to the journal. Okay. And this software is horrible. Okay, you must, with the cursor, go on this little arrow and it drops down a little menu and you create an entry. It's not so nice. And if you want, you can say, I've completed my TNA, my training needs analysis, and paste in the link. Okay, and the link is live on the web, and it relates back to the page with your personal blue boxes. And that is all described in the handbook. It's all described in the getting started. Okay, it even says about click the little arrow, drop down the menu. So I don't expect everybody to do now. It's too complicated. Okay, the handbook and the getting started, I have written with every single line of detail. If you have any problems, just email. Okay, I think it says that somewhere at the very start too. Just send me an email. This is not the only way you can record your learning. If you want to keep a Word file, some other journal, it's perfectly fine. Okay? This is just the tool that's in the software if you would like to use it. It's not essential. But you do need to record what you do. Otherwise, nobody will know, and you have no evidence of undertaking the courses and getting the achievements from the courses. So, we now, as I've mentioned, have to have this second step, which perhaps you cannot do now. Doesn't matter, don't worry. It's not, you don't have to do now. You don't have to do now. You need to work out and prioritize which of these areas, which of the courses, the blue boxes, should you do, and what timescale, which are most important, which are not so important for you personally. Okay? And if you click, I have given an example of a way that you could develop a plan, a template, if you wish you can use. Okay? You can click this little link and it will download a Word file. And you can enter in some details about a range of different skills you want to improve and the way you want to do that. So I've given an example. Maybe you want to develop your presentation skills. Okay. Maybe to do that, you want to attend a workshop, you want to do online training, whatever it is, it's personal. Okay. And what do you need? Do you need a course? Do you physically need to travel? What do you need to get and to gain these skills?
What about funding for these courses?
Well, if you need funding, you can find funding. You can ask. There's funding in SafeWater. You can write a small grant. That's another good exercise. This is why it's a discussion with your supervisor. Okay. And when should you have this? Is it really critical you have it now? Do you need in 12 months? When do you think you have the time, the scope, the funding to be able to do it? So when do you think you will do this, develop the skill? And if this is very important, please link it back to the domain A, B, C, D on the big spiral. That information is shown on the left-hand side of the analysis with the blue boxes. It says domain A, domain B, domain C, domain D, because you do not want to focus all your time on just one section of the wheel. You want to, develop a balance of all of those skills. Again, the handbook and the link to the website about this program explains all of this in more detail. Okay, I don't think you should or will remember all of this now. Okay, it's all on the getting started, on the handbook in lots of detail. And I think I have included, maybe you should do 3 of these per year. Some managed, sensible aspiration. If you really want and have time and your manager says okay and there's funding, you can do 10 if you want. But this is not supposed to be something that you do full time. This is this is helping you develop as you go. Getting started. Second step. Develop personal development plan. Here is the link for the template. It's maybe a stupid Apple Mac thing, because it worked when I tried it. Sure. And you'll get all these slides, but all you have to do is read the text. Okay, that's the purpose, that anybody, and this is not only for people in the room, this is for everybody involved in the whole SafeWater consortium, not just you guys that are here. Anybody else, for all of Ulster as well, will have some training on how to use this. And Nigel, another place.
It's not the Apple Mac, it's my prescription.
It's also in the handbook. If you download the handbook, all of this information is in there as well. So, I have to move on. We can't let everybody, you can't speak to your managers now. Okay, but you get the idea. You only develop the skills you need, and you develop a plan with priorities about the skills you need. I'm happy, well, maybe you don't want to listen. I'm happy to talk about this. If anybody wants to talk about this, it's no problem at all. So the third step is, once you have the courses, well, you've got to do them, don't you? And we help and we try to make that possible on the website too. So if you click DOCC courses for academics, or you can have a look, anybody can look in any of the boxes, You can look in DOCC courses for NGOs. There are two types of the ways that we will provide the information on the courses. Okay? The first is with a webinar. And the second way is partner websites, Open University, other sets of well-trusted and validated learning that are open and free online. Okay, you can do it anytime. So obviously, this one is anytime, so you can take it anytime. The webinars and the online training has to be scheduled. So you sign into the class and take the course. You register in advance. You then sign in and then you take. So there's a schedule for this. And this is free, online, 50 courses we can do. It's very important. These are not the only courses you can do. We're not saying you must do the course next week about networking by the webinar, or CV development, or LinkedIn. We're not suggesting it's the only thing. It's just an option. Okay, we would obviously like you to do the ones that we spent time to develop, but it's not compulsory. So if we look at this webinar one, the way that you tell us that you would like to do the course at the minute is to email me. But that might change to a Google Doc or something that you just put your details in. It would be easier than bombarding me with emails. Well, hopefully bombarding me with emails. Okay, so that might change. So this is it's evolving, it's developing. Every day I notice a mistake and I fix it. I change something, so it's changing, it's growing. So don't be confused if that changes to be a Google form that you have to submit to register. If I do change it, the information will be there, if that makes sense. So we can click and we can look in. If you look in that folder, click the folder, you can look in, and there are, I think it's 30 different courses that you all have free access to join and to take the class. So some are live teaching by staff, by experts from Ulster. Building a CV is by our careers and employability service. It's the 12th of September. It's 1 hour online. And it's good. I don't know, Natalia, did you see these? Natalia, did Favour share the information that's in those two with you? Remember Julie? I think she sent you the slides and you said it looked... We were worried that developing your CV in the UK might be like a UK thing and that it might not be... You sure? But we've had somebody look, and the context of this is applicable globally. It's not just a UK way to develop a CV. It's not just a UK way to develop your LinkedIn. Okay, so we spent a lot of time to make sure that this was appropriate for all the users. And Julie is a nice little lady from Careers who will then, if you register, send a link. Like I think some of the guys from USP, Favour had the little the webinar. You click the link, straight in. Very easy. You put your name and you're in the class. It should be very straightforward and very easy. And if you scroll down, you will see there are some courses about enterprise by apparently some expert from Ulster. And these will be a series of classes that Mike will take, and we have to confirm the dates, where you can sign into the classroom. Mike will be there with a piece of chalk on a board, and he will lead the training. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yes. There are courses about managing stress. I need to take that course. Okay. There are courses from the library about how do you easily do referencing, because unless you learn some software at the start of your PhD, I tell you, it's a very hard task. So the guys in the library will take some little course about the software that you can access for free. And I forget, I don't know how many others there are. There's lots of other courses that you can sign into the classroom that you can take. I haven't got them all on the screen because you need to scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. And these are the courses that appear on the TNA output in the blue boxes. Okay, so these are the examples that we say, if you want to improve your skills in this domain, here is a course that you can take, and all of those courses in the blue boxes are on the DOCC website. Okay. So if you go back, oh yes, please, 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 make sure you email in advance. Don't email 1 hour before. I would like to take the course. Because if I'm teaching, I won't get it and you won't have access. Please, please email me in advance, and then you will be sent the details of click here, here are the slides, whatever you need for the course. It might not be from me. In this case, it will be from Julie. Okay, it'll be from the person who's taking the course. And I will try to get their slides and get them up here as a link then after. I'm trying to see if we can record so we can have the videos that go back on. But for some, there are sometimes intellectual property reasons. People do not want to share their material because they normally get paid for these training courses, so we just have to be careful. These ones will be good. This lady in careers, it's her job, full-time, to develop people's CVs and LinkedIn. It's what she likes to do. So it's not just her job, it's what she likes to do, so they will be good. We have, if you scroll down, we have partnered with University of East Anglia, and they deliver an evening series of lectures for researchers. Okay, and I have negotiated very cheap access for all of SafeWater, £1,000 for 20 people for all the courses for 1 year. It's, I can tell you, a big reduction. So these are the UK experts on delivering training for researchers. Every university in the UK, they have, as part of their doctoral training, these guys delivering courses about different topics that are all listed. They're all listed on the website. Yeah. So, well, a beginner's guide to qualitative research, what should literature research do, writing effectively, and I think there are 30 others that are there. Again, the blue boxes on the TNA list the titles of these courses. Okay. This is quite important, very important. You do not send me an email to do this training. Right, quiet, please, quiet. You do not send me an email to do this training because it's an external company. You must download this handbook and follow the information that's within that. It's another set of software you register for. It's really easy. It's really easy. Please ensure you follow the instructions in the handbook. This is the guy, Simon, who takes the courses. He's actually quite good at replying to emails. So if you have issues, you can email him. I don't own it. I can't probably help. And it describes in the handbook how you register, when in advance you register, and all of these other aspects. So we're just providing you with this resource from this external provider. But as I say, it's by far the best in the UK. In the handbook, it gives 1 page of information about what the course will cover, and it also gives some feedback from previous participants to say what they liked, was it good, so you get a bit of an idea of whether it's appropriate. But you must email and you must follow the instructions that are on the website for that. If you go back to the menu about the courses, and you can look at the online anytime. Okay, scroll down. There are, I think, 70 different courses developing good academic practice, project management, data science ethics, introduction to GDPR. I think there are 70 courses that are online. They are free to take. Sometimes they ask for maybe $10 if you want a certificate. Okay, you know, you're probably familiar with these open courses for learning. We have checked every single one. They are good courses. Okay, they're not some rubbish by the Ulster Business School online. They are validated, well-trusted, well-attended courses. And I can't put them all on the screen. You can look. Again, the blue box in your training needs analysis. We'll link to one of those. It is not the only thing. It's just an example of where you can go to get some training. And you will need to spend some time. We cannot do it all now. But this is why it's personal development. It's for you. It's not for me or for us, it's for you. Yeah.
You know, I think it's opportunity for everyone. Oh, thank you. No, I think the amount of courses there is unbelievable. I was checking, it's like, oh, I want to do this. Because I started in Ulster recently, I did some of them. Maybe it's not what you expect, but you learn a lot. But what I'm thinking, Patrick, is a big challenge for people who are not really used to English. That everything will be a bit harder. But at the end, you will know a lot of English and the courses you're doing, no? So I don't know if you thought about it.
There are some in Spanish.
Oh, really?
And some of the online courses, these ones, you can take in Spanish. I don't know about Portuguese, but I did see Spanish. And in here as well is some basic courses on language. They are free. Conversational English, conversational Spanish. I think I put Portuguese too.
And to get
help.
this for free or nearly nothing,
It's
an opportunity. It's a golden opportunity because they are really good. I did some of them and it's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These ones, please be careful. These ones, whereas with University of East Anglia, I only have for 12 months. We will find money to continue, don't worry, but if you want to do them, and as I say, these are for all of the UK universities. There is only, I think, 80 spaces on the course. If you want to register, you'd need to do it early. Okay, because some of them are quite popular. But you can look, there are lots. This, as I mentioned, this is not the only place. Okay? The website that Mike shared, this one, is brilliant, really good, has 1,000 courses that you can take, and it's all in the area, sustainable sanitation and water management. It's a Swiss group of NGOs that have developed all of these training courses. Most are free, okay, but it is a super resource. And I will put a link to this back in the docs somewhere, so you know there's another place to go. What we would really like is for you to suggest courses that you think are appropriate, and we can add them to the doc. We don't want just to have this. If you would like to give a course, absolutely, please let me know. If any of the academics would like to give a course, we can do for free on doc. Okay, if anybody from the NGOs or from our partners wants to give a course, we can do. And everybody else can take part and contribute in to the learning as well. So I will email everybody to say, look, this is just for the people that are in the room now, but this will go to everybody in the consortium to do your needs assessment, do your PDP. It's free for everybody, free for anybody else you want to share it with in our bigger family for SafeWater. Okay? email me, I can give you the passwords. It's like you had today. Apart from the internet drop, it's fairly easy. And this is what we want to do, expand. Remember I said like a stone on the ripples? We want this to expand and grow. And we're even talking about with some of the other GCRF projects. Tony was saying they have nothing. So maybe we can help and we can grow our consortiums and our ways that we do these big projects and develop a larger resource. I know there are other organisations that have training courses. You can put them into this. We can attend your courses. We would really like if we can do things like that. It's not supposed to be Ulster. It's supposed to be co-creating, yes, the technology stuff, but co-creating all of this learning and development as well. Just because I think this is a good course, you can let me know. You can say, you know, it was okay, this was good, this was not good, maybe how we improve. So there will be feedback forms for every single course. If one of these ones is terrible, really, you think it's really terrible, let me know and I will delete and replace with something else. Okay, this is constantly changing, constantly moving. And we want to try to learn how to do that. This is just my ideas. It's not the only way, or probably not the best way. So if you want to tell me anything about the DOCC or any of the training or the software, please do. If you want, record everything in the journal. If you want to keep an Excel spreadsheet, a Word document, perfectly fine. But you really need to have a record. Okay. Or maybe we could do something else, or we can do something else as well. You don't get any formal university credit unless we can arrange it for the DOCC courses. Okay, there's no module, but it's been something I've been thinking about a lot. It might be nice for everybody to have like a certificate to say I have participated in these overseas English-based online training. And you can say, look, I have a formal diploma in SafeWater, for example, a certificate in SafeWater studies. So I've been thinking a lot and speaking to, and we now have some money from the university to help develop a way that we could provide formal level of qualifications. And I would really like that not just to say University of Ulster. I would like it to say USP, University of Medellin, and maybe we have things that are shared that we all pull together to give diploma in SafeWater studies. There are elements in this of practice. This is not an academic-only exercise. And you will see in a minute, it's a share of theory and practice mixed together. So I've been speaking with the boring paperwork academic office people. Nigel will agree. We hate them. Honestly, they're terrible. The bureaucracy and the amount of work they make us do is ridiculous. The amount of money they want for fees is just stupid. So don't worry about any of these little issues. So I have a question. Would something like that be good? Would you like to try to develop something like that? Would you take part? Because not just an online course that takes 1 hour. This would be like a module that you would have to dedicate 2 hours per week for 12 weeks to. It's a big commitment. It may be part of our SafeWater mobility, where you come to Ulster, where you take part in the classes to learn English, where you do some maybe academic studies about how to be a teacher. This, we call it postgraduate certificate in university teaching. So it's a UK qualification you would get from the Higher Education Academy. You would become an associate fellow if you do this one course. This might be you come to Ulster and do some things online. This one could be we have the English or the academic teachers come here and they teach, they go have mobility They come and they take the course for, I don't know, 20 people, whatever. Some of their things are online as well. Maybe when we are here, because me and Pilar and Nigel and Bill, and I guess Mike, are you a fellow of the HEA?
No.
Well, then you can't.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes, you are, right. We can observe your teaching, and we can then give you some of the coursework marks to go along with this qualification. So if we're here already, well, it would be useful because you can get benefit. We also, to be honest, we also get benefit because we're expected to do this. And we can develop to be senior fellows because we help along with this education activity. And maybe you do one of our university modules that the undergraduates or that the master's students take that is online. So you don't have to be at Ulster. And it might be, there are literally thousands across all the different faculties. This is just an example, environmental data analysis.
I think if someone wants to imagine, and you can imagine, for example, the easy way for LIDA or for the thing in Medellin, if you're teaching some kind of, how to say, specialized course, and you have easy to deliver. I mean, something that is easy to deliver, not that you make an extra effort, but that would be really good that you say you look easily. My university gives me permission to do this, and you could. It's good for you, and we could learn from you, and our students would take all this advantage.
Yep.
Yes. Is that possible?
Yep.
It's part of the.
Yep.
Okay.
So these are, if you look, individual modules, okay, and you can build them into a certificate or other things across many years. So if you did 60 credit points, you see in this little blue box, you would get a qualification specifically about, you would get a fellowship of what is considered to be the UK's most important teaching academy. You would get a formal certificate of what they call at the minute personal and professional development, which I would like to call SafeWater studies or something. Okay, and you could stop. You could take your certificate, or you could continue. You could come back again, or maybe we could send, I'll call them English teachers, probably not correct. We could send the English teachers out. They could come here. It's probably more effective. They can teach more and I have ways to do all this now. Maybe they can come here and they can learn something about how to really teach English rather than at Ulster teach English, and they're super happy to do this. You could take some more little modules and you could do a big research project, like a master's research project, where some expert, me and Pilar, not Mike, we're the academic and you're the practice, and you do your research, you do your SafeWater work, and you write it up like dissertation, obviously with our help. And you could get 30 credit. This might be a module about research studies like you do here anyway. This is the first year of your master's that you do here. So if we're clever, we could get you some Ulster qualifications based on the stuff you do already. This is the idea that we co-develop these programs.
Like a kind of very good for internationalization of the teaching thing. I mean, it's a little effort for us because we are already doing it. And then from the point of view of the universities, like international scheme of teaching, Professor Lida contributing a lot, blah, blah, blah. So, and everybody taking benefit. So it just put in the frame.
I do my best.
Yeah,
because this is me trying to be co-develop. We have to do what our bosses tell us.
Yeah.
We have no choice. We might not like it. We have to do it. And at the minute at Ulster, global internationalization. But for us, it's easy.
Yeah.
We do it. We don't just talk about it. We do it. So we just have to be clever and try and package and give benefit to everybody. These might be modules that you take. And I'm trying really hard to get these modules to be USP or Medellin modules you take already. So if somebody is on visit, doing their work, they go to your lectures, they do the assessment, and they get the credit from that. Not just Ulster this, Ulster that. And if you did all of this, 120, you would have an international foundation degree. Or something equivalent. So you would actually have a degree. You would also have, because this is the way our system works, you would also have a certificate and a degree.
Wow.
Yes, I have to think about the fees, but don't worry about that. It's no money.
Patrick, I am very happy for this opportunity because my group, all of the team, improve your skills. It's a unique opportunity for us. It's very important. My students need to do the activity because it's good for your knowledge, your future. Okay.
So over the last couple of days, Lida, we were speaking with another professor from electrical engineering, Professor Benure, and we will try to have formal agreements between the universities, and we will try and get funding additional to help people take 6 months overseas, and when they're there to do their PhD anyway, do some of this as well. This is the stone and the ripples and the ripples.
The Newton Fund is all the time opening calls for professional like you and all the academic people to travel, let's say, few weeks, 3-4 weeks, and teach. And so you can make like a concentrated planning of a module and go and deliver 7 lectures or whatever you decide, a later program. And it's very easy to get this funding. And if we had the support of SafeWater, it's like, it's on a tray. It's on a tray.
That's part of this module. We need to watch you teach. If you teach with our students, it's even better because they benefit too.
Yes, I agree.
And you practice your English.
Don't worry.
Perfect. So I made an application just before we came for SafeWater to try to get funding from the university to do this. And again, it's not just for SafeWater. Our university, if they want to talk global, they need to act. They need to do something that's useful. At the minute, the way they teach English, as Catalina knows, is terrible. You must come in this time. You must have IELTS level 5. It's just crazy. So they are changing. I am having lots of cups of coffee and getting people that they go, I really want to do this. This is why I teach English. I want to help people who are overseas learn English. It's what I want to do. And then they will, if they want, they will do. So Ulster is starting to change slowly, very slowly. But this is, at the minute, my idea. We have some, when we get back, I have to speak because we have some money, but maybe not enough to do everything. But we will find a way. If you think it's useful, only if you think it's useful and if you would like to take part, there's not much point in having it and then nobody using it. So that's, I think, how we can help co-develop, how we can think about this all together. Benito. I have a request. The other day I gave out these little forms. I think everybody has got them back again. If you didn't get, I have extra. Can you please if people, it's the same. If you did not get, you can have one now.
Okay, any questions about the training for Patrick?
The list, the general list of the course are here.
All online.
Okay.
Online. I don't have, because I add all the time.
Are changing all the
If I have a
time.
PDF, it will be out of date tomorrow.
Okay.
But you can click the little DOCC academic.
And
They're
like,
all
okay.
there.
Thanks.
So we want to have a bit of a discussion about the training, but we will take a break for 5 minutes to allow people to do the paperwork. And then Vanessa and I would like to sort of lead a bit of a discussion about capacity and capability and training within the project. And I know we must finish by 12:30 for lunch.
Yes.
UK 12:30 for lunch. So if you can have 5 minutes to do the paperwork. And as I said, be honest. If you didn't learn anything and the 1 is still a 1, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Don't think that it must increase. It's not the purpose. It's not the idea.